All right, day 3 with educating Farrah and Ruby. And I brought them in the barn here this morning. I'm sorry if it's a little bit dark, but in that bigger pen out there, which is about 20 by 40, they were running around a lot, which is okay, but every time I'd start working with one of them, the other one would run to the other end of the pen, and then the one I was working with wanted to run with them, and so it made it a lot more difficult just to get around them. And so what I did yesterday on day 2 was introduce the stick, and mostly just did a lot of this right here yesterday to get them used to the stick coming, because they were really having trouble with letting me get my whole body back there. So I have not rubbed them all over with my hands, but I did it with the stick yesterday. And they've calmed down now that I've brought them in here where there's no place for them to move. We'll take them outside here in a minute. As far as giving to the pressure, they're doing okay, side to side, a little bit. It's not good, a little bit. So what I'd like to do here today, in here, is I want to get my hands all over both of them this morning. I want to rub them from nose to tail. And then we're going to put a butt rope on them and start leading them a little bit, or at least see what happens. So yesterday, the 2 sessions that were not on camera were about 10 minutes each. So I did about 10 minutes with each filly yesterday. So here. So this I didn't do yesterday. And both of these fillies have been in Oklahoma this year, 2019. And I'm told they've had almost 20 inches of rain above normal this year. That's a huge amount of rain. And so they've both got a little bit of rain rot. This one's a little worse. That comes from just being wet, which is not a big deal. We'll take care of that. But it does mean that I can't be pushing too hard where they've got those little bitty sores. Not really sores. I think it's a fungus or something. But okay. So she's letting me rub on her. This one's a little bit gentler than Ruby. She's just by nature a little bit easier going. Little filly. There we go. So I'm just going to rub down her legs here. There we go. And today I'm not even going to try to pick them up. I might do that tomorrow. But today I just want her to let me touch her. If she wants to move a little bit, that's okay. But I'm going to move with her. So it bothered her when I got around her back legs. Just make sure she doesn't spin around here and kick me. So I'm holding her pretty short so that she doesn't spin around and kick me. There we go. So that's bothering her a little bit, but just keep rubbing on her there until she relaxes a little. I don't know if you can see, but her mouth is really tight. That means that she's really nervous about this because no one's ever touched her back here before. There we go. And, I'll tell you that I've halter trained horses from 2 days old all the way up to full-grown Mustangs right out of the wild. The basic idea is about the same, which is all pressure and release. And we're going to use a butt rope on these little babies, which I wouldn't do on an adult horse. But it kind of helps them understand what you're doing a little bit. But with an adult horse, I would be doing more round pinning and lunging and things like that, which I will do with these fillies once I get them where they're not really afraid of me being around them. Then I'll start teaching them to yield their hindquarters. See, I changed sides. She was okay on the right side, but she didn't like me on this side. There we go. Go ahead. Okay, now she's licking and chewing. She sniffed on me a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to rub her down her front leg. She's okay with that. Up under her neck, under her belly. This is where she had a little trouble. Okay. Okay, good. Good, good. All right. So she's going to walk away from me there. No, don't walk away. Don't walk away. Don't walk away. What I'd like to do is kind of put my arm around her here. There we go. Let me get up next to her. So this is the closest we've gotten to them here. Let me get here. And her comfort is being with her buddy. The closer, the better. So if she gets more than 2 feet away from her buddy, she gets a little nervous. And we're going to have to deal with that later as far as any herd-bound issues. We'll wait another month or so before we start working on that. But for now, I'll let them take comfort from each other. Okay. And Farrah here doesn't mind. She doesn't have any issues with her ears. Ruby does. Okay, so now I'm going to switch. I'm going to go over here to Ruby. Come here, baby. Here we go. And I messed with her just a little bit before we turned the camera on, so she calmed down a little bit. And yes, I did let her get away with that. With an adult horse, there's no way I would let her get away with spinning her butt toward me. But I haven't had a chance to teach her that that's not allowed. So at some point in the next week or so, I will teach her that that's something she's not allowed to do. But if I did it right now, tap her right there. There, good. If I started doing that right now, then I'd just scare her because she wouldn't understand. If I started tapping her and saying, hey, don't do that, I'm not going to do that at this early stage. There we go. Good girl. And so she had a lot of issues yesterday. She didn't want me touching her face. And I had to start with the stick and touch her with the stick. And it took about 5 or 10 minutes and I was rubbing her with the stick. But I haven't rubbed her with my hand past about the middle of her neck here. So let's see how she does. There we go. Good girl. Good girl. There we go. All right, she wants to walk. That's okay. I'll just walk with her. There we go. So this is just gentling. Ideally, you want to do this the day they're born. You know, you want to get your hands on those babies the minute they hit the ground, if you have the opportunity. And it makes this a little easier for you and for them. But it doesn't mean that this horse is going to be any wilder than she would if we didn't do it the first day. It just makes it a little easier. She'll calm down in another few days. She'll be just as docile as she can be. Just got to give her a little time to figure out we're not going to hurt her. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to go down her front leg. See, that bothered her. She's a little goosier than Farrah. Come here, babe. Come here, babe. She's a little bit more, by nature, just a little goosier. There we go. So since that's bothering her, what I'm going to do here is just approach and retreat. I'll go here, down her leg, and then take it away. Down her leg, and then take it away. Down her leg, and then take it away. Okay, see, she can handle it that way if I don't keep it there. Down her leg, and then take it away. Down her leg, take it away. Good. Now let's see if she'll let me keep it there. Okay, so that's how approach and retreat works. That's a pretty good example of it. And I'm sorry if you can't see it very well, but once you've done it and she accepts it, then I can put my hand there and leave it. Good. Now let's see if I can rub her on the other side of her neck. See, that the reason that bothers any horse is because now she's seeing me out of both eyes, which is something she's not done before. So my hand's over here in her left eye and I'm standing in her right eye. And so that's a little weird for them. The sooner they can get used to it, the sooner then it'll be okay when I climb on her back in a couple of years, where she's going to see me out of both eyes. So let's just keep doing that until she kind of figures out it's okay. Stop running away from me. There we go. There we go. Let's just switch sides and do it this way. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, so she's okay from this side. And she's getting a little wide-eyed. Farrah doesn't do that, but Ruby does. If something bothers her, you can see the corners of her eyes right there. That bothers her a little bit. So let's approach and retreat on that. She'll let me come at her ears from the front, but she doesn't like it from the back. So let's do it this way. Okay, and you just have to be patient with this kind of stuff. Those of you who watch my videos, any of my other videos, you know that I'm a big believer in slow. The slower you can do things, the better it is, especially for your horse. See, that bothers her, so let's just come right there and go back. We'll come to there and go back. Go a half inch farther each time. Retreat, approach, retreat, approach. See, I'm going a half inch farther each time my hand comes up. All right, there we go. There we go. If I can do this with a loose rope, that's better. There we go. So this one's taking a little more time than the Palomino because she's just a little more upset, a little goosier. There we go. There. So now she's letting me come up there. She's still bothering her, but she's letting me do it. She's licking her lips there, which tells me she's kind of relaxing just a little. But she doesn't like my hand right there. Okay. There. She let me keep it there for a minute. Okay. So you can see she's a little head shy from this direction. And I won't completely fix it today, but we'll get a little better. Doesn't bother her coming from the front. Isn't that interesting? If I come from the front, she's okay, but when I come from the back, she doesn't like it. There we go. All right, let me see if I can start down her leg on this side. Okay. Good. So she can handle that on that side. How about your belly? Sometimes that's a little ticklish. Sometimes they'll kind of kick at you when you do that. All right, let's try this back leg. Okay, so she's a lot better about her back leg than Farrah was. Back leg doesn't seem to bother her too much, does it? She was a little kicky with this back leg yesterday when I put the stick back there. She kicked at it a little bit. That's okay. All right. I'm satisfied with that. Okay. So now what we're going to do is take them outside and see what we can do with a little bit of leading. So first I have to desensitize her to this lariat rope because that's a rope she's never seen before. Okay. See if she's going to be okay with that. So again, this is no different than I would do with an adult horse. Same thing. Okay, let her get a chance to, so that the rope's not going to scare her too much. Kind of rub her with it there. So that's bothering her just a little. But Farrah's a little easier going. See, Farrah's like, okay, whatever. There we go. Okay. All right. So approach and retreat, approach and retreat, approach and retreat, approach and retreat. Anytime your horse is scared of something, this is the way to do it. Approach and retreat, approach and retreat. So I want to be able to rub her with this rope before I put it on her, because I don't want her to be scared of it. It's not trying to, I don't want her to lead because she's afraid of the rope. I want her to figure out that she needs to follow the pressure, follow the feel. Okay. Alrighty. Satisfied with that. So we'll drop this down over her butt. She might jump a little bit. There we go. Okay. So, going to put a little pressure on her and pull. There we go. Good. All I needed was a step. Good job. So I'm putting the pressure on her butt first. I might try it both ways and just see how it works. Let's try head first and then butt. There we go. Okay. A little bit of pressure on her head, pull on her butt. There we go. Good. Good. Okay, this way, a little pressure on her head and on her butt. Okay. And in the beginning, all I need is a step. I don't need to drag her all the way across the pasture here. Okay, pressure on your head, now pressure on your butt. Good. Pressure on your head, pressure on your butt. Okay, she's starting to get it. Pressure on your head, pressure on your butt. Head, butt. Okay, she kicked at the rope a little there. Head and butt. Okay, head and butt. And she's more concerned about being away from her friend than she is the ropes right now. Head, head, and butt. Okay, now I'm just going to start leading her around. She's kind of got the general idea. And she says, oh, You thought I was going to take that without a fight? Okay, now she's a little nervous. Okay, come here. There we go. There we go, baby. See, it's okay. You're all right. You're okay. All right, come with me now. There. Come with me. Come with me. Come with me. Okay. Come with me. There we go. She's trying to pull towards her friend. Okay, let's just walk that way. Is that the way you wanted to go? There. There. Is that the way you wanted to go? Come on. So, kind of leading her. Kind of leading her. Kind of leading her. Starting to get the idea a little bit. She says, I want to go this way. This is where I want to be, over here. Okay. Okay, let's go this way. Okay. Okay, there we go. And sometimes people run this rope up through the halter. Might do that tomorrow. I'm not going to do it today. There we go. I just wanted to kind of get the idea. That's probably good enough. She's got the general idea here about following me. Good. So I'm going to stop right there.